Let's set the scene. You step up to take the winning penalty for your country. You score, and you're a World Cup champion. Where do you shoot it? Top left? Bottom right? The numbers reveal patterns about where players actually score the most often, and it may not be where you think.
Argentina, champions of the world!
In this video, we will break down the stats behind penalty kicks to give you the upper hand on your opponent. Welcome to Game On Soccer. Let's begin by taking a look at some of the penalty kick averages across some of the biggest leagues in the world: the Premier League, the Bundesliga, and La Liga. Let's start off with the Premier League.
Havertz rolls it in.
The Premier League had the highest conversion rate across the three leagues we looked at, coming in at 83% on 292 attempts total. 2023-2024 season had the most attempts at 107 with 96 goals. Next up, let's take a look at the Bundesliga. Coming in at 76% across the last 3 years, the Bundesliga had 288 total penalty attempts in the last 3 years. Their highest goal scoring rate was in the 2022-2023 season, coming in at 81.73%. And finally, let's take a look at La Liga over in Spain. The Spanish league came in at a whopping 352 total attempts in the last 3 years, which is 60 higher than our next highest, the Premier League. The highest total of the last 3 seasons was the 2024-25 season with 130 attempts. Next up, let's see if we notice any trends when we see players taking penalties at the World Cup.
It's Salabia! Uribe! Wesley Sneijder! Oh, what?
As hinted at, we see a drop in the conversion rate of penalties across the last 3 tournaments held, dropping to about 67% compared to 83% and 76% respectively to the other 3 leagues, and this is on a total of 116 total attempts. Next, let's break down the direction of each penalty. Penalties will be separated by penalties under pressure, Champions League and World Cup penalties, and no pressure, which featured league games. Penalty takers were also separated by left and right-footed takers. Since this data is not public, I went on YouTube and watched back 471 penalties for 369 goals, 102 misses, and a conversion rate of 78.34. Penalties were divided into bottom left, bottom middle, top middle, bottom right, and finally, top right. Of the 471 penalties, we saw 165 to the bottom left, 52 to the top left, 45 to the bottom middle, 33 to the top middle, 138 to the bottom right, and 38 to the top right corner. First off, let's take a look at right-footed players under no pressure. There was a total of 169 attempts, with the bottom left and bottom right corners being the most attractive at 61 and 46 shots respectively. Despite being the most targeted, the bottom left corner was the least successful of the 6 zones, while the top left corner went 18 for 18, and the top right corner and bottom right corner were equally as successful. This came in as a total conversion rate of 84.02%. Next up, let's take a look at our left-footed players under no pressure. Here we had a total of 98 total attempts, with the bottom right and bottom left corners being about equally split at 32 and 33 total. This time around, we see the opposite effect happen, where the bottom right corner is the lowest of the group, and the top corners and the top middle were the most successful at 100% each despite smaller sample sizes. This gave us a total conversion rate of 85.71%. Next, let's take a look at our right-footed players under pressure. Once again, the bottom right and the bottom left corner were most favored, with the bottom left coming in at 59 total attempts and the bottom right at 43 total attempts. Start to notice a trend that right-footed players aim for the left side of the goal more, while left-footed players aim for the right side more. Right-footed players under pressure struggled a lot more, with the bottom right corner dropping from 91% to 58%, while the top middle and top right corners were most accurate. The conversion rate was 70.32. Lastly, let's take a look at our left-footed players under pressure. We were able to watch back 49 attempts from left-footed players under pressure, The bottom right corner was most popular with 17 attempts, while the bottom left was second with 12. The rest of the areas were about even. And then when looking at the percentages, the top left and right corner were the most successful, with the top left at 83% and top right at 100%, despite the low amount of attempts. In total, we had a grand conversion rate of 69.39%. So, what did we learn? Right-footed players converted their penalties at 88.16%, while left-footed players came in at 80.27%. Pressure is real. Penalties with no pressure were converted at 84.64%, while penalties under pressure dropped to 70.10%. Bottom corners are the most targeted. Of the 471 penalties tracked, 303 or 64.3% of them were targeted at the bottom corners, or 73.89 on the bottom half of the goal. Top corners are key. The top right corner had the highest success rate at 92.11, followed by the top left corner at 88.46. The lowest of the target areas was the bottom left and right corners at 74 and 75%. Lastly, let's end on a little game. Guess which direction each penalty goes. Left, right, or middle.
Walk for Gonzalez.
Let me know how you guys did in the guessing game down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again next time.